When we talk about package optimization, we're looking at tasks which have common open-ups and close-ups. What does that mean? It means I'm preparing an area of the aeroplane to do inspection. Whilst I'm in that area, I might as well do every possible inspection. Imagine that we want to go inside the fuel tank. So to go inside the fuel tank, first of all, we've got to drain the fuel. And in actual fact, when you drain fuel, you don't just give the fuel away, you actually pay for them to take it off you. So it's a very interesting concept. But you've already bought the fuel, and now I'm paying you to take it off me. So that costs money. Having drained it, we've now got to purge it, because the possibility exists that there could be an explosion. So we need to make sure that we take all the fumes away. So that will take time. And finally, we can now open up the tank and go inside. So imagine that we do that for one little job, and then next check, we do it again for another little job. And the obvious question is, why did you not do two little jobs at the same time? And that's the rationale with package optimization. Bringing it together so that we understand where there are advantages. This is the role of planning. And think about, you've got the maintenance program. We're not talking about escalation. We're talking now about developing work packages that are the most efficient for what we want to do. The last thing we want to do is to spend unnecessary time preparing for a task that we could have combined with another task. So sometimes even pulling a task forward by hundreds and hundreds of hours is worthwhile compared to leaving it and having to do the preparation again. And I gave as an example, a true story, where at the back of, some years ago, at the back of a DC-10, there is a cluster of 4 toilets and a huge galley. Yeah. And all of this stuff is removed to give access to the rear bulkhead, and the next check it was all removed again. Well, the actual inspection takes an hour or two. The removal and reinstallation takes days and days and days. And so it's hundreds of man hours, and effectively it's wasted. Clustering is the process of grouping maintenance tasks together into packages that can be planned in for action. Can be following 2 approaches. The top-down approach, answering when is maintenance and what maintenance, and the bottom-up approach, answering what maintenance and when to do it. The bottom-up approach begins by evaluating what maintenance has to be done, and looking at the MPD is a task-based document, as we've just said. We can then start analysing tasks and extracting the properties, such as the need for staff, tooling, and so on and so on and so on. Again, sometimes we require special tooling for a group of tasks. And if we don't have that special tooling, it's the same story again. We need to rent or acquire the special tooling. The main property considered per maintenance task is its maintenance interval. Could be related to days, flying hours, flight cycles. It could be days or flight hours, whichever comes first. Days or flight cycles, whichever comes first. Days or flight hours, whichever comes first. All tasks requiring the same fixed conditions, procedures, costs, or the same maintenance interval are grouped together to form task packages. And so we group these packages together and we do them into the maintenance checks. This applies to all maintenance tasks intended for line maintenance. All other tasks are grouped together based on the maintenance intervals and become base maintenance checks. And again, we can do it the other way by starting looking at the flight hours and flight cycles. The annual level reveals a seasonal pattern. Some operators have heavy summer utilisation. For example, airlines in Western Europe, during the summer months, they're doing a lot of flying to Spain, to Portugal, to the Canary Islands. In the winter, they do some flying to the skiing resorts, but not as much compared to the summer. So when you look at the utilisation in the summer, it's very heavy compared to the winter. Can the maintenance programme be adapted? Of course it can. It can be optimised for any programme. And this is the role of maintenance planning, to evaluate what is the nature of your operation and how can I develop the best possible programme for our operation. Now, if we've got a consistent delivery, and business aircraft probably don't fall into this opportunity because there is a consistency of use maybe, but if we are operating in an airline environment, then we have an option to develop it in the most effective way.